good? It's your girl ShawniiEcho, and we're back with another video. If you can't tell, this was all filmed same time, same day, because ain't nobody got time for that. But anywho, this is part 4, documenting my pregnancy journey. We're talking about the delivery and the disaster of my pregnancy. Whew. Okay, so let's get into some of the disasters. I was an emotional wreck, and I had to have some difficult discussions, and I felt very isolated. I felt very isolated because I was afraid of the pulmonary embolism factoring into my birth. And there was a chance of me randomly going into labor while I was on a blood thinner, which would have been bad. I was told I couldn't get an epidural. I would have to go the natural route. And it was just scary all in all. Because of the job that I got, I did have the option to, instead of do the pregnancy Medicaid, have Kaiser, which Kaiser is great. But a lot of the things that they were telling me in regards to my delivery process completely changed once I switched to Kaiser. And right before it was time to kind of like schedule an induction date, I found out that my iron was low, and I ended up in the hospital maybe 3 more times. And I ended up having to be scheduled for iron infusion. So they're pretty much saying that they hope I didn't have to have a C-section, because if I did, the likeliness of bleeding out would be high, and I would definitely need to be getting a blood transfusion. So that's scary. Don't nobody want to hear that. What happened? When I went into do 2 sessions of the iron transfusion, then I ended back up in the hospital. I just had some abnormal swelling, and I wanted to get it checked out. And when I went to go get it checked out, they ended up keeping me. They said they ran tests, all of the tests came back okay, but they ended up keeping me because the baby's heartbeat kept decelerating. They ended up letting me go the next day, and they said maybe it was just the position that I was in. So then 3 days later, I felt like I was just like peeing on myself and stuff. And something was just like, this is not normal. But I watched a lot of YouTube videos of people thinking their water broke, went to the hospital, and it didn't break. So they was just peeing on themselves. So I was just very like, I was staying with my mom for my maternity leave, which is far. It's almost 2 hours away from the hospital. So I'm like, I'm not trying to go to this hospital and be sent back home. But my intuition told me that I need to go get that checked. I called them, told them what I was experiencing. They said, come down, get it checked. So I went, and it turns out I was leaking amniotic fluid, which means my water had broken. Mind you, I was supposed to be getting induced. Why? So that I would not go into labor with the blood thinners in my system. Luckily, I hadn't taken it, my second dose for that day. So it had already been out of my system for a good 9 hours. By the time I got checked out and all that stuff, I didn't really have to wait much longer for the blood clot to get out of my system, which means it was going to be safe for me to have a C-section. So the timing of that actually worked out. But I wasn't even thinking about no C-section. When I found out my water was broke, I was hoping that maybe I had dilated. They went to go check me, and I was still at 1 centimeter. Contractions 3 minutes apart, don't feel nothing. So I had to have a C-section. And all I'm thinking is, they said if I was going to have a C-section, then I'm probably going to bleed out, you know? And what was really bothering me during my pregnancy is that I was preparing. I had a spell of depression that made me feel like I didn't want to be here no more. And so the only thing that was kind of making me excited to be here now is that I was about to become a mom. But then it started making me think, like, because I had felt like I didn't want to be here for so long, that maybe God was on some, like, I'm going to get what I need to get out of you before you go. So if I'm gonna take you, we gotta get some stuff done first, because you got a child that needs to, make a mark into this world. So I'm thinking I'm gonna die in childbirth. There's a possibility. And, when stuff like that is being said or conjured or thought of, people don't want to talk about it. They want to avoid it. And it made me feel very, very isolated, because it's just like, if I had cancer, you knew I had cancer, you would be probably canceling appointments. You would spend more time with me. You would say some stuff to me that you for sure want me to know before I leave. It would look differently. And it's like, people knew that there was a chance that something could happen to me from this, and they weren't treating it as such. And it was just like, I don't necessarily feel like you should, in your head, think that I'm gonna be gone, but I think that you should do everything to make sure that if I do go, you're good with the amount of time we spent with each other, because I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I was wanting to spend more quality time, whether that been with my mom, with my partner, my friends. I wanted all of my family to try to be at my baby shower. I just wanted that if my birth was going to be my last day, that I had a good last hoorah with everyone. So I made a big deal out of my baby shower, and my family definitely showed up and showed out. And there was, again, some people who last minute did not come, which was disappointing when I did let them know, that factor of me being concerned that this was probably going to be my last opportunity to see them. But again, that's part of another video. It was scary. So I kind of felt isolated. And when it was time to get ready for the C-section, I had to sign some papers. And me and my mom had gotten to a disagreement in regards to, like, her mindset is whatever we got to do to save you. I don't got a relationship with the baby yet. And I'm just like, no. If it comes between saving me and the baby, save the baby. And that put her in an uproar. And I understood her perspective, but that put her in an uproar. She was mad. So that was a difficult conversation to have. I had to do an advance directive, and I was just I never mentally prepared myself to have a C-section. One, because I thought that me thinking about it would kind of manifest it in a negative way, like me being afraid of it, or me thinking, I might have to have that, would kind of speak it into existence. So I never mentally prepared myself for a C-section. So I go to check if my water is broke, and I'm having a whole C-section. Was not ready for that at all. So we have the C-section. Everything went well. And wasn't a disaster anymore. It was a disaster leading up to it for sure, but it wasn't a disaster anymore. So my labor and delivery was very quick, and she was here. She was perfect. And that was that. We're going to get into, we're going to stop here, and we'll get into my postpartum experience and just kind of that gap from the postpartum leading into where I am today and what's going on today. So I hope that you are enjoying my pregnancy journey thus far, and that I'm helping somebody on their journey. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, again, leave those down below. And until next time, okay? She was born on Super Bowl Sunday, and I have a couple of pictures, maybe a little bit of video. I'll insert that in now. Hey guys, so I realized I have more than just a little bit of footage. I have a lot of footage of the labor and the delivery process. So sorry that this video took so long to come out. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to make that video available right now. Yes, you see that video in the middle of the screen. Click on it and you will get to watch everything I just described happening in real life on video. You're welcome. My apologies. See you guys later for part 5. But until then, enjoy my labor and delivery video. Bye.